the more you try to be productive, the less you actually achieve. Now, I'm not saying that you should just abandon your goals, throw your calendar in the trash, and just hope for the best. That's obviously not going to get you anywhere. What I mean is that the modern obsession with productivity is the very thing holding you back. And that's where our entire culture gets it wrong. What do people do? They download a new to-do list app, they buy a new planner, they spend a whole weekend setting up a perfect color-coded Notion dashboard. That's how they define getting ready to work. If I can just find the perfect system, the perfect morning routine, the perfect hack, then I'll finally get things done, they say. In this video, I'm going to show you why that's a complete lie. I see people spending hours on YouTube watching videos on the top 10 productivity apps for students or reading articles about the 5 a.m. club when all they're really doing is finding more sophisticated ways to procrastinate. This is the real trap. It feels like you're doing something useful. You're organizing, you're planning, you're optimizing, but you are not doing the actual work. That's why the secret isn't to get more organized. It's to get more focused on what actually matters. We want to stop preparing to work and just start working. Why do we want to do this? Because the most valuable resource you have isn't time, it's your attention. We all get the same 24 hours, but when you're constantly trying to be productive, this is where your attention goes. It goes into managing the system, checking off little boxes, responding to notifications from your fancy app, and feeling busy. You're like a hamster on a wheel, running faster and faster, putting in a ton of effort, but you are not moving forward an inch. You end the day exhausted, but no closer to your actual goal. What happens when we get rid of all that noise and just focus on being effective instead? We stop the wheel. We take one single deliberate step forward. So when we follow the mainstream trash advice, optimize your workflow, find the perfect system, wake up at 4 a.m., we just spin the wheel faster. The people who actually build successful businesses, get straight A's in school, or become incredible athletes aren't the ones with the best to-do list app. They're the ones who are ruthless about focusing their attention on the one or two things that produce real results. They are effective, not just busy. So this sounds great in theory, but how do we actually escape the productivity trap in our own lives? What are the specific productivity habits we need to remove so we can stop being busy and start making real progress in our business, our studies, or our personal goals? It's impossible for me to know exactly what system you've tricked yourself into using, but the biggest black hole for our attention is the meta work, the work about work. It's organizing your Trello board instead of making the sales call. It's finding the perfect font for your essay instead of writing the first paragraph. It's watching a video about the best workout plan instead of going to the gym. Don't get me wrong, having a plan is fine. The problem is when we spend more time polishing the plan than executing it. The thing we can do to drastically improve our results right now in any field is to throw out the obsession with the process and fall in love with the outcome. You want to achieve your goals, otherwise you wouldn't be watching a video with a title like this. And this is the answer. Either you can act like most people who watch this, nod your head, and then go search for a video on how to focus better, or you can act like the effective person that you know you can be, the person who simplifies their life and takes decisive action. Prove not to me, but to yourself that you are not a hamster on a wheel. For the next 2 weeks, I want you to do this. Forget your complex systems. Every morning, take out a simple piece of paper and ask yourself this one question. What is the single most important thing I can do today that will actually move me closer to my main goal? Write it down. That's it. That's your only task for the day. You are not allowed to do anything else on your work list until that one thing is done. No organizing, no planning, no easy tasks to warm up. You do the hard, important thing first. You will see a terrifying amount of progress in these upcoming weeks. I promise that you will realize how much of your time and energy was being wasted on tasks that made you feel productive but produced zero results. You will realize that being busy was just a comfortable lie. Are you going to be the person who hears this and says, but this is too simple. My work is more complex than that. Or, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll start that on Monday. Or are you going to be the person who closes this video right now, takes out a piece of paper, and decides what truly matters for tomorrow? The person that chooses to be effective over being busy. You choose what person you become after this video. That's all I have to say in this video. I'm out.